friends are like old memories. They always remind you of your past, and we are reminding ourselves of the past episodes from this week of Good Company for the best of Good Company with me, Hollie Taylor. I'm Hollie Taylor here for Good Company, and there's a lot your feet can tell you. Yes, I know you're thinking, Hollie, this is kind of a weird conversation to have, but hear me out. There's some new technology, and there is an at-home foot scanner, and guess what it can detect? No, it's not if you have gout. No, it's not if you have parasites. It actually can detect warning signs for your heart. So if you could be going into heart failure, your feet can tell you that it's going to happen. Isn't that wild? The body is such a fascinating thing. And I am so interested by this. Like, your feet can indicate if you're going to go into heart failure. What are we coming to in this world? But hey, I'll take it. I've always wanted to go into one of those full body scans just to see what's going on. So maybe one day I'll start saving my pennies so I can do that. It's so futuristic. Anyway, there you go. Foot scans, a link to your heart. Who knew? I'm Hollie Taylor in Best Friends. What pops into your head when I say that? Best friends. I think of people who are always there for you, people that you can call and they are there to support you. But I also think of my best friends who left me. They moved away. There's just something so painful about not being able to access your best friends in the same way. But what makes those friendships even more beautiful is that generally these are the friendships that can stand the test of time. They can stand distance. And when you see each other, it's as though no time has passed. Suddenly, you're in grade 12 again. You're giggling about random things, and your husbands are like, every time those two get together. It's like going into some kind of, time travel thing. I don't know. Anyway, so I found this quote, love it so much. It says, the best friendships don't always come with perfect timing or daily updates. Sometimes it's weeks of silence, a text that just says, you okay? And a reply that feels like a warm blanket. Because real friendship doesn't expire. It doesn't count missed calls. It doesn't guilt you for being human. It just says, I get it. Life is heavy sometimes, but I'm here still. So, do you have a friend who's like that? Let's give them a shout out today. 905-338-1250. Those best friendships that it just doesn't matter what phase of life you are in, they are there for you. Through words, through prayers, through hugs, through a hot meal. I'm Hollie Taylor, and I had a really cool conversation with my 9-year-old last night. We always have the best conversations right before she drifts off into sleep. And I think it's because she's trying to stay awake. She doesn't want to go to bed. She's trying to prolong that bedtime routine. But we were talking about being an introvert or extrovert, because my oldest daughter, definitely an introvert. And so we were talking, and she's like, I want to know, Mom, like, am I an introvert or an extrovert? And I said, I think you're an extrovert, but why don't we do one of those online quizzes? So we did a random online quiz, and it said she's an ambivert, which makes sense to me. I think I lean more that way too. But it was fun. And she just had this sense of, that's what I am. A little bit of reassurance as she discovers who she is and who God created her to be. So would you be an introvert? Would you classify yourself as an extrovert or an ambivert? Love to know what your experience has been interacting with others. 905-338-1250 is the number to text. We're talking introvertedness, extrovertedness, ambivertedness. That came out so funny. I think that's my favorite one. And it's the one I most identify with, being an ambivert. Introvert, extrovert, sure. But an ambivert, that's exciting. And I'm glad I'm not alone on that one. Text message here from Sarah. She says, I'm an ambivert too! ! And if you're wondering what is that, it's you can be an extrovert, but you also need time by yourself. I think maybe a lot of us kind of lean into that. I don't know too many true introverts or extroverts. Although my oldest, I would say, is a true introvert. She's more than happy for those social situations where people just leave her alone. She can observe. That's great. Don't ask too much of her. She's just good to be there and to cheer you on. She's a beautiful, calm soul. Clearly gets it from her dad. So feel free to text in. What are you, introvert, extrovert, or an ambivert? because that's the one that's the funnest to say. I'm Hollie Taylor, and I have some new goals and a new role model. Her name, Faith O'Reilly, and she is living her best life right now. She is, I'm going to say, very strong. She is a National Senior Games Association triathlon relay winner. Yeah, so she's doing a lot. And you heard senior right. I'm not talking about like a senior high school. She's a senior in life. She's 82 years old, or young, because honestly, I think I'm my age old, but she's young at 82? She lifts so much weight. It is impressive. She does deadlifts and she competes. She is looking way more fit than I am. It is pretty impressive. So, it just goes to show you never reach a point where you can't do it unless your body says no. So if your body's like, yeah, go for it, try. Baby steps, small weights, get heavier and heavier ones. The good thing about deadlifts is that they actually work out your entire body. Plus, as women, we do need to do weight bearing to help with osteoporosis and a ton of other things. So I love that she's doing this, and I kind of want to start. So we'll see how this goes. I'm Hollie Taylor, and I have a new place to visit on my bucket list. As you know, I'm from Alberta, and I just discovered that a small rural town, Cheadle, Alberta, which I know of, has a new monument. And I don't know if this is a joke. It doesn't look like it. It didn't come out April the 1st. Came out just a couple of days ago. It's a nearly 17-foot statue. It's a giant hand, and the hand is holding a Cheeto. And then, of course, there's Cheeto dust all over the fingers. I mean, it's a beautiful juxtaposition of colors. You've got the gray hand, cement-like, with a very vibrant orange Cheeto. I don't know why this is what they thought of. Apparently, like the dust on your hands can be called Cheetos. So, you learn something new every day. Honestly, not really on my bucket list, but kind of, sort of, in an ironic kind of way. Anyway, if you're in Alberta, check out Cheeto for the Cheeto. It's just fun to say. Have a great weekend. We'll see you again on Monday here on Good Company. Well, that's a wrap. Those are our favorite memories from this past week. Join me for more Good Company live every weekday from 4:30 till 6 p.m. here on Joy Radio. Oh, and don't forget, you can also catch up by subscribing to our Joy Radio podcast. If you'd like to join in on the conversation, text 905-338-1250. Thanks for listening. We'll see you on Monday.